Weddings-ish, 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 with Jove.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in to Weddings-ish with Jove, a podcast all about joy, love, and weddings-ish with a special guest. I couldn't be more excited to have in front of me my dear friend, Gertie from the Real Housewives of Miami.
Yes.
We met in Miami like 4 or 5 years ago. Do you remember?
Longer than that. I mean,
Was it longer?
We're in this industry together. We can't miss each other.
That's true,
okay?
but I couldn't forget the first time I met you.
Right.
I
Meeting
spoke
like,
at a
hey,
conference.
What's up? Maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
We went to a meal. I sat down. I didn't know anybody. And you walked over, Hurricane Gertie.
Where was it specifically?
At the Perez Art Museum.
I remember this. Oh, this is
Yes.
more like 6, 7 years ago.
Love and Conversations.
Love and Conversation. That's like 8 years ago.
And you rolled over and you were like, "Hi, I'm Gertie."
Hello, Clarice.
And I was like, I will never forget you. And that was amazing. And we've been in each other's lives since then.
Yes, of course.
You are one of the top wedding planners by Harper's
And
Bazaar.
so are you, by the way.
Cheers to us.
Honey,
in good company.
To the professionals.
To the professionals,
I love it.
100%. So I want to know from that point, you secretly, when did this Real Housewives, let's get into the meat of that. When did that start?
I mean, it's so funny. You know, it started by an email. So let me actually do it the right sequence. I keep getting a text message from someone that's local in Miami. She's in PR, but she's also, I think, you know, in the world of society. She's a socialite of the whole thing. She's like, hey, this girl named Blank is trying to reach out to you, and it's about a TV show for Miami. And then I'm like, okay, well, how did she try to reach me? And she tells me how, and I go to my emails, and I had an email sitting for 6 weeks.
No.
Yeah.
In spam?
Not even in spam. It's just that I was so bombarded, guys. I was just like going through the motions. And
you were also a full-time wedding planner.
Yeah,
you were working.
I know who I'm expecting emails from, and I'm just trying to keep it pushing. But like, if I don't know you, you're getting at the bottom of the email.
100%.
On draft. So
pay to play.
Pay to play. I love that. So I finally look at the email, and I'm like, oh, wait. And it's about a TV show about Miami women. And it's a reboot of a old, so it all worked out where I in my mind, I'm like, okay, they're trying to say it's Miami, the Miami Housewives.
Yeah, but they didn't say it. They danced around it.
Exactly. And it was pretty much saying, hey, like, we think you should be on TV and you're a perfect representation of Miami. And hello, get back to us. And I didn't. So I was getting text messages. And then that led to a conversation on the phone for 2 hours, to 2 TV, what is it called? Zoom interviews. And then one with the husband. And it was kind of like, okay, it's a wrap, put it in a bow and ship it. And so we're here.
And what year was that?
I don't know year-wise. I'm not
We're
good
in
with
23, was like 20.
So it was a year before. It was a year-ish before season 4 came out, and that's maybe 3 years ago, and a half. 4 years ago. Yeah.
And it's been a roller coaster of a ride.
It has been incredible, amazing.
I mean, you are like everyone loves Gertie. When I posted that you were the guest, the number of I asked people to send questions, but instead I just got, we love her, share our love, give our love. She's the best. Like, she's all the energy in the world. But we have to talk while we're here about the Housewives.
We shall.
Larsa.
Yeah, well,
This drama, first of all, in case anyone hasn't heard,
right, I was going to say, let's
you
set it up.
are cancer-free.
I am cancer-free today, yes.
Today.
But everything takes time, so we
100%.
We shot the show. It took edit, and then now it's airing. And so I now am cancer-free, but back then, when the first episode started, I mean, I just had found out a week ago that I was officially cancer, I had cancer.
Yeah.
So mind you, my emotional turmoil in my head, and I'm filming this, and there's no regrets. I wanted to film it.
Yeah.
I thought it was so important for myself, therapeutically, of like going through this journey and making sure I let people see what it's like. And then to literally have to face that and my friends, and then it gearing towards a whole other road trip that I did not sign up to go on, honey. Okay, I did not sign that field trip slip.
Yep.
And I just got taken aback by just that reaction, just complete ridiculousness. And it was supposed to be about this, me sharing my journey and having my girls there for me, turned into a detour into questioning whether I even had cancer.
Yeah, which is literally like one of the most... Listen, we all, for the Housewives fans, we know there have been some faux cancer storylines.
Yes, there have been.
And, we live, we love, they're wrong.
Oof.
Great TV. This is not that.
This is not that.
This is your life. This is your reality
Yeah.
and you're sharing it with the world after your family, and she just comes for you. It was heartless in a way that just didn't feel...
And the justification for that was like, well, you called me fake in the news. And it's kind of like, okay, baby girl, I think that there's a before and after that we can all go Google link to where you are that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even about that. It was more about like I had my beef with her over some things that she's done for me, which you'll see later on, the explanation of why I called her truly fake. But it was a stupid podcast game that I was playing.
Sure.
Who's the fakest of them all? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Oh, Larsa, next question.
Yeah.
Nothing to do
You
there.
didn't write a blog about how fake she is.
And any adult in the room would be like, oh, that was a funny joke. I didn't like it, but whatever. You move along.
Yeah.
Why did you call me fake?
Yeah.
So let's make note that at that first scene of the season 6, I never approached anybody with my storyline of cancer.
Yep.
She approached me with the fake storyline, the fakest of them all. And that then starts into the luncheon where she's like, don't even cry. You better not cry here. And what? Oh, so you have cancer. What does that have to do with me? Don't blame it on me. And it's kind of like, where is a safe zone for this? When do you become an adult in that situation and say, damn, who cares about this stupid news fake business?
It's irrelevant.
What do you need from me now?
Exactly.
How can I be there for you as a friend?
How can I help you?
No, it was about like
her.
No, like, hey girl, what are you looking at me like that for? How did you find out? How did you find out?
Yeah.
Don't blame it on me. Don't look at me like this. It was more. I was mortified for her, and I'm kind of like, who raised you?
Yeah.
Wolves.
Well, to me, it said a lot more about her than you.
Exactly, and that's why I was speechless. If you notice, sometimes you let people just talk, and you say nothing, because it says everything.
Yeah.
When you're not on my level for me to have to even respond to this business.
Yeah.
So I just was flabbergasted, and it was the silence that killed her. And she just kept like, and you're digging your grave deeper.
The problem is like there's no real way, there's no right way to respond to someone other than
you're right.
Because you might know someone with cancer, you might have lost someone.
Sure.
We've all been affected by cancer.
1 in 8 is gonna have breast cancer. So yes, we better buckle up.
Yeah.
And be humble and be sympathetic and empathetic.
100%.
Absolutely.
But for her to then do that and then go open her big ass mouth at that party, I almost turned the TV off. I almost threw something at my TV.
I told people,
for you. I was like,
throw their TV off. Yeah, everyone said the same thing.
It's just not her story to tell.
She's told her two best friends, don't even know who those people, told all the waiters in the room, the party planner in the room, and then all my girls, my friends too.
Yes.
And then the best part is, but don't tell her that you know.
I told you.
So we holding your secret hostage, but not mine. Mine is
out there. Everybody knows. Yeah, it was heartbreaking. Yeah. It was heartbreaking. But through it all, and this is who I know in Gertie, is this bright light of a star that is always burning bright. Like no matter what, there's a smile on that face. There's energy at level 5,000
I'm on
and
a
a positive
high.
Attitude. Always. You are always on a natural high.
Yes.
Where does that come from?
Well, I mean, now more than ever, because obviously I was able to be a phoenix and rise up from the ashes, literally. Ashes meaning my bed for 8 days, times 4 chemo rounds. Unbelievable. The journey, it's PTSD every time I think and start talking about it.
Yeah.
But boy, did that make me stronger. Boy, did that make me stronger. And you see shit that, sorry, may I curse?
Yes.
Thank you. You see, you put the bullshit aside. And it's like you freaking notice right there and then what's really important. And this whole thing on the show, and it's like, she's trying to use this whole, like, but she said the word test. What does the word test mean? It could be like a symbolic word to show you, like, how can we bring our friendship back to where it was? So, I blur up this word, I have cancer. And I realized that then I'm like, wait, why am I telling her this? But maybe this is actually a good way for us to get together.
Yeah.
So much stuff is going through my mind.
Of course.
It wasn't like, I'm going to come to this luncheon and I'm going to give her a written SAT test about
You don't have a strategy.
But I think in her, mind, maybe she took it literal.
Yeah.
Like there's a test out there. And obviously it was not a test. It was a friendship tribulation of let's see what happens. It was to see where we can go from there. And obviously she failed bigly, like I said. She failed.
Well, where are you at? Where do you stand today with her?
Stand where? Where?
Okay.
Not in the same la la land as her, because she's in delusional land, and I am not on that planet.
Yeah, and you will never be on that planet.
Never, honey. We're gonna stick to reality.
That is always how it's been with you, which I respect.
Yeah.
How did you start in weddings?
Ooh, 2 years ago now? I don't know.
22 years ago.
Yeah, can you imagine? Yes.
I can't. Baby Gertie.
Baby Gertie. So, imagine me.
I can't.
All right, so It happened on the faithful day. No, I'm kidding. So no, I was in college and I went to a private Catholic university. And so I knew I was a people person. I was getting a major in communication arts. I was like, honey, I'm going to be on the news. Hi, and back to you, Joe. It's raining outside. Thank you so much for coming.
You wanted to be a news anchor?
I swear. And then I'm like, this accent.
I could see it.
Where am I going to go with this accent? It's not happening.
Because it's a Haitian accent.
Well, no, I was born in Haiti.
Yeah.
I was raised in Paris.
Yep.
So I was only one when I lived in Haiti until Paris. And then, so Paris is where my French accent comes in. And then meshed it in with that Spanglish Miami accent. So I'm like, yeah, this is not going to happen. We're not going to be hosting CNN or MSNBC anywhere soon.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, you know what? I was the president of the TV station on campus, the whole thing. I loved the creative stuff.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, I get an internship at this alumni relations office. So then they plan a lot of parties, which are fundraisers to raise money for the university.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, this is a people business, people skills. I got
can do this.
And then all of a sudden, I started planning parties. And then they're like, oh, and then you have to ask Mr. Joe Doe for money. I'm like, okay, I like to plan the parties, but I don't want to be talking to
the money
no
is
one
the hard
asking.
part.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm like, I'm not a beggar. So then I'm like, wait, I like to plan the parties. I don't like to beg for money. So
Yep.
then I know what to do. I started asking all these event planners that were doing the events for us, how did you get started? Blah, blah, blah. Catering is the best way. You got to work your way in, from like the back of the house to the front.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay. The first party I planned for the university, I asked that guy, hey, are you opening? You have an opening for your job? He's like, hey, I'm about to quit this job, but I'm about to go somewhere else. And I may want to take you with me because you're
good. There's some potential there,
sell
yeah.
water, so you can
To
sell
a
water to a
whale.
whale. And then he actually called me, got a job as a catering coordinator. And from that day on, built on. And then the chef at that hotel was going to Fisher Island, which is the 1% of the world.
The most exclusive.
Yes.
Yeah.
The 1% of the world.
Florida.
They own or live or
You can only get there by boat.
On Fisher Island, you can get there by boat or helicopter.
Oh, excuse me. I forgot the
helipad. Or by ferry.
Okay.
And so I drove my car on the ferry that day. I saw a dolphin just leap out of the water. And I was like, okay, I want to work here. And so I interviewed and they hired me, and then I bought the flower shop, and then I was being subcontracted to work back in the catering office after I had quit.
As the florist now.
As the florist, but then also still in my position, but now it's under my terms.
Gotcha.
So I said, okay, we're gonna create an event planning company for me to be able to service the planning part of the events, and then they're gonna walk over to my shop
and get all the flowers and the rentals and decor.
So I was doing the whole production.
Wow.
And I now was not only a planner but also a designer.
Yeah.
And that's where it made me a little different. And all the New Yorkers who's who were going to Fisher Island, during winter season, and then also hosting their kids' birthday parties,
all their family events,
bar mitzvahs, and weddings. And then that's how I became Rabbi Gertie, and that's how I also became the planner to the stars.
Yes, I love it. All of that in 2 minutes.
Bada bing, bada boom.
That is so wild. Yes. And then, are you planning Nicole's wedding? Is she going to get married?
Honey, I'm going to be planning her baby shower before I plan her wedding.
I know, because she's having the second baby.
One celebration at a time is what I like to say. So if she needs me, I'll be there. I don't think I'll be fully planning it, but I'll be on the advisory board.
I love an advisory board.
Yeah, whether she likes it or not, I will be telling her what to do.
Okay, and then what's the real tea on Alexia's wedding?
What about it?
Well, you couldn't plan it, but then you showed up as a guest. I know. I don't want to stir up the old mess.
We're in great terms now. But the whole thing is the following. We planned her party the first time around, her wedding, beautifully. And unfortunately, her mother passed.
Yes.
So she had to postpone it.
Yeah.
When she called me to try to do it again, she mentioned something while she's talking to me. So it's kind of like an insult and an accolade at the same time. Oh, I want you to plan my party, but between you and me, I feel like Marisol planned my bachelorette really amazing at the Versace Mansion. And your brother's event, and my brother is passed away in the earthquake in Haiti.
And it was a fundraiser.
And I did a fundraiser for him, which was more of a corporate note versus like a bachelorette party with
the focus is to raise money.
So for her to have at the same breath said, "Oh, your event for your brother." When I heard my brother, I'm like, well, "What about my brother?" Girl?
Yeah.
Tread lightly.
This may only go in one direction, love. That's it.
And it was kind of like it was cute, but this was better. And I'm like, wait. So why don't you have somebody else plan your event?
Yeah,
leave me out of it.
That was it for you.
It was insulting, and all I wanted for her to do is say, I hurt your feelings because I triggered you by saying your brother's charity event.
Yeah.
And you didn't understand how that could be hurtful when you're talking about aesthetics that no one cares about.
Because it's
my
not
brother's
about
dead.
that. Yeah.
So that to me was so put off. It was off-putting, and I just couldn't get past that. And I didn't get the apology right off the bat. It was still her saying, I didn't want to plan her wedding because I thought I was better than everybody because of my Vogue status and my Harper Bazaar I'm like, of course, I am the best.
Yeah.
But you won't get the best today.
No.
Okay?
Because you walked away from that opportunity.
Yeah. And then she says, well, at least please attend my event. I was at an event the day of her party. I had already a wedding. And I said, oh, let me actually rewind. The first thing I said when she asked me to plan the second round of the party, she booked a date where I was already booked for another wedding.
And you're booked, that's
I said to her, would you like to move the date? No, Todd doesn't want to move the date. So then I say, okay, well, I can't plan the party. And then it became also this whole thing about, well, you know, this party was better, and and I'm like, okay, I can't plan your party, so it doesn't even matter anyway. But the insult was the thing that got heard about. So that's the reason why she says, well, at least still try to come to the party. I say I will try
as
to.
A guest.
I end up hiring double staff to make sure that it was anchored.
Yeah, that your event is wonderful.
Told my client I'll be leaving early, no problem. It was a small 70 person party. It was what, you know.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I was able to leave the ship, the wedding I was doing, to get on the ship. And then at the reunion, she go, oh, well, you were able to come to my wedding, but you weren't able to plan my wedding. I was double booked. There can't be two Gerties. Now you know that.
No, only
there
one.
can only be one.
And people want Gertie.
That's the
your
thing.
team is amazing.
That's the thing, exactly. And
they don't pay for
I have to be
your
at each
assistant.
event. It's not a Gertie production unless I'm at the event. So for that wedding, everything was done. I did the ceremony, the cocktail hour, the reception beginning, and then I said, okay, now it's time for dancing. I'm out. I'm gonna go to a party.
Yeah.
With my client knowing.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of like, oh my God, obviously. You know, don't mess with my family.
Yeah.
I'm a nice person, but don't you ever mess with my family.
No, that comes first for you. It always has.
Always.
And that they should understand that. They're also mothers themselves.
And that's the hypocrisy of it all, isn't
I know.
it? Yes.
But that's why we watch.
Yeah, of course.
But I have to ask the question everyone wants to know.
What?
How real, how staged, how set up, like, are these moments, these encounters, these interactions?
I can only talk to you about the Miami franchise.
Yes.
Because I see, watching some other ones where it's kind of like, it's a rich girl. Yeah,
right now,
Happy
Beverly
Eddie
Hills
wasn't really looking your way.
feels-
Happy Eddie wasn't really looking your way,
Yes.
girl. Like, that kind of
Yes.
stuff where it's being made up to,
Yes.
they're pulling. So the
Feels
storyline's
manipulated.
missing.
Yes.
Storylines are missing and they're pulling. For my cast, my franchise, they just say, okay, the cameras are up.
Go.
Oh, we've got beef to be had. We're slicing beef, we're slicing macaroni. We got things to talk about and dish out.
Yeah.
So we are literally authentic to the bone. It's kind of like, you ready? Hey, I didn't like the way you did this to me. And it's on. I mean, Adriana. Adriana alone.
Yes.
It's just...
She could have her own show.
She's
living in
amazing.
another planet.
Exactly. And Marisol, the funniest. I mean, like, all of us together are just kind of like this.
Yes, the chemistry is...
It's real.
It's real.
It's real. Yeah.
The chemistry is beautiful. Are you speaking
beautiful
of
storm?
It is a beautiful storm that we can't stop watching.
But it's reality, and people can relate on so many levels. And especially Miami was so multi-diverse that people are like, "Oh my God, I have a sister like that. Oh, my Dominican friend, my Latin friend, my Cuban, my French, Haitian, Creole. You know, it's just really kind of like we encompass the world. It's like
literally,
we literally are like
all walks of life, and the first openly gay housewife.
Julia, baby.
You know that made my heart.
I know.
I watch them all,
everything.
and I was like,
It's
look
everything.
at this representation.
And that opera that she sang for her, like just, and that shows
So
people. That
sweet.
shows people how everyone's normal.
Yes.
What they do behind closed on their own time has nothing to do with the core individuals that they are. And when
you
you
love.
see something like that, it's like, and you see Martina's face, like, oh my God, I love you, baby.
I know.
How could you not say? Love
that's
is love.
beautiful.
How could you not say that?
100%. It's real. It's authentic.
Yes.
And you see the good. You see the bad. You see that they fight like we're all the same. We want the
Fight
same.
like hyenas.
They do.
We. I mean it too. At this point, but
You're
I'm
not
a
innocent.
classy one.
The classiest of all of them. I want to know, as a wedding planner, former wedding planner, now housewife star, when you get invited to a wedding, what kind of
I
a
don't
wedding
get invited
guest?
to weddings.
You don't?
Yeah, because people are like, oh my God, Gertie, no, I can't.
That's what I was at.
It's
I was
annoying, and I'm like,
curious.
right. So Russell, like literally, is like, okay, we're gonna go. We're invited to this wedding, and I'm like, okay, amazing. What date?
Yeah.
And he's like, but, and I'm like, what?
You
And
can't go?
No, pretty much. It's kind of like, well, you, and I'm not even that person. I am from humble beginnings. I promise you.
Yes.
When I come to my parents' house, it's all it's basic. It's nothing crazy, and I just happen to be a professional and an expert at something that's very luxurious,
Yeah.
it doesn't define me and how I treat people.
Of course not.
So I'm like, I'm starting from the bottom, now I'm here type of thing. So I will never come over to somebody and be like, you don't have any Grey Poupon, you have yellow mustard, get away from me.
No caviar, I'm out.
Like I will never.
That's
so
not who you
sometimes like, my husband's afraid to like let me around the other firefighters because he's like, Gertie. And I'm like, I promise you, I'm from that school. We're good here.
Yeah.
I know how to get colloquial, honey. Okay?
Yeah, you can keep it chill. You can enjoy the mashed potato bar just like anybody else.
Hello, I love it. I would like patate au gratin, but it's just me.
Well, that's just
I'm
you.
kidding.
As long as there's not a
French.
cash bar, I'm fine. I feel like that's the make or break for me
Like
when I get
people came for
invited
me
to a
apparently
wedding.
on Bravo, the Bravo fans, because at Alexia's yacht party, the waiters were, I guess, giving carte blanche to put freaking cups on the thing, and I'm mortified. I'm like, that's a no-no.
Yeah.
The waiters get I was gonna say tuition. The waiters get gratuity via the gratuity pool. So usually 18%, 22% range.
These days, 25 I'm seeing.
In New York. And you get the range, probably California is like probably 30%.
Easy now.
From 22 to 30%, that gets distributed amongst the staff.
Yeah.
So they're already taken care of because it's a hosted event. This is not a, have your way bar.
Correct.
So no cash tip jar
On a
ever
bar.
at a wedding.
Yes.
Unless if it's a cash bar, then yes, they will allow you to obviously tip the people as you want. But aside from that, no.
Any other make or breaks for you when it comes to weddings? Some no-nos for Gertie?
I mean, listen, if you're going to have it outside, please don't have it in hurricane season, hot weather, hot as monkey's balls. Let's not do that. Like, we want to be able to be, like, beautiful and represent and show up for you and make it through the night without sweating.
Yes.
Like, we want to be nice and comfortable. So AC, if you're indoors, or don't have a wedding outside on the beach on the August 31st in Miami Beach.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's not do
It's
that.
just not
pick
right.
the season and actually wear the proper attire to the season of your wedding.
Yeah.
So please don't wear strapless and then whatever you're going to do with a wedding that's happening in
On the sand.
in December 31st, in the middle of a snowstorm. Like pick an attire and pick a season to match it.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Do you have a favorite wedding venue?
Oh my
If
God,
you could
no.
pick, if you could be married again, I'm not saying you need to redo it. Anywhere in the world, money was no object.
Oh my goodness.
Where would you get married? Remarried? Would it be
Russell
Miami?
loves Colorado a lot.
Okay.
Not in Miami.
Not in Miami. Okay. New York?
No, it would be, no, not New
No?
York. Never
Okay.
New York, no. It can't be a city. It's got to be something
Nature.
somewhere very calm.
Okay.
Somewhere cool.
Like Aspen? Little Nell?
I don't know. We don't know.
Boulder?
This is a hard question. Next
I
question.
know, it's a hard question.
But I wanted to celebrate my 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
Now we're on 21 because obviously I went through my cancer journey. So now I'm like, I want to celebrate. So I literally am thinking in my head, like if I could, the two of us and the kids do something so special and warm, like 10 people, and then just do some amazing family photos. I do a photo shoot, 6 outfit changes.
100%.
And dinner for 10.
Wait, you absolutely should be
I
doing
wanna do
this.
it.
You have to celebrate. I mean,
know.
now you have a new outlook on
I
life that's
know.
just like, you have to.
We're going to do it.
You're going to do it.
I'm gonna do it.
And speaking of your 20-year anniversary, that wedding photo is iconic when
which
the two of you as young babies.
I know.
Literally, I'm in like a Facebook group that's obsessed with Bravo.
Oh, I love it.
And they love your husband. They love you.
Russell is
They
another
love
level.
you.
Russell is not human. Russell
But
literally is like
That
is amazing.
picture of the two of you, I died.
know, so
I
cute.
died. It's
So good, so
literally
good.
20 years.
20
What's
years.
your advice for couples, new couples, old couples, couples in love?
Drop the ego.
Mhm.
Drop the ego. And get someone who's your opposite. That's like intrigues you every day. Like he'll walk in a room and I'm like, yes, I still would. Like that, no, but like for real. And then, it's just kind of like, and I'm the walking crazy radio that he listens to every day. Like it's just something that, and my parents have been married for over 50 years. His parents have been married forever. So we know that kind of like,
it's familiar to you.
It's familiar to us, but ego is the detriment to, I think, relationships. And like, oh no, he better apologize. I'm not gonna apologize. Let's just come to the middle and figure it out, like type of thing. And I had a big ego, I think, more than him when we used to fight. But now it's like, I'm too tired and too old for this shit. Come on now.
So
come on
just
now. Come on
enjoy
now.
it.
Yeah.
We have just a couple of minutes left before you head to the airport. I have a couple of questions from fans. This is Aaron Ribby.
Okay.
Biggest mistake people make while working in the wedding industry. A money-saving tip for engaged couples. So she had 2 questions in one.
So first one is?
Biggest mistake people make while working in the wedding industry.
While working in the industry is not being selfish. I feel like I think maybe I'm trying to make sense of how I got cancer, what could have been due to, and I never really asked why, but if I could pinpoint quickly, I would say, the stress level, and I never put a limit to my success. Here's what it is. I didn't know when am I on top? When did I reach the top?
What is the
Every
top?
day was faster, stronger, better. Oh my God, you did this yesterday. Wait till they see this one today. And then it's kind of like, wait, but if there's no ceiling, then what am I doing?
What am I doing?
I'm always raising it.
Yeah.
So then you're never gonna stop, and the stress comes from that.
Yeah.
So and you internalize it. So definitely be selfish and take care of yourself.
Okay.
Second question.
Second question was a money-saving tip for engaged couples.
Ooh, money-saving tip for engaged couples. Slice that guest list. I think a lot of people are doing it to wait till she comes to my wedding and it's going to be better than hers. Do you really like her? Do you even care about her? Like, please don't invite people who don't belong in the wedding.
Yeah.
So if you really look at your guest list, I can guarantee you can cut it in probably half, if not take 20 people off that list, and that will save you a lot of money.
Yeah, and a lot of stress.
Yes.
And the last question from Alexa, how do you balance your intense work life and your sweet family life?
Well, now more than ever, I'm doing a great job at it. I am releasing what no longer serves me, is what I like to say. And I literally make it count. So, I'm not trying to impress anybody for what is what I like to say. And I just keep it I like to kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. I want to now simplify everything I do. And I have been doing a great job at it, I would say. Right, Russell?
Russell agrees.
He approves this message.
Well, I'm so grateful that you made time to hang out with me.
I absolutely would.
I am
would
your
miss
biggest
my flight
fan.
for you if it wasn't for my PR people.
I know. She's looking at me like, we got to go.
No!
But I really, on behalf of everyone, it's just such an honor to watch you rise and to shine.
I want to come back. I want to co-host.
Please.
I want to do a whole thing.
I would love to do something with you. We should figure that out. I don't know what it is, but we'd have a good time.
There's something in the waters.
We're going to plant a seed.
We're going to plant it, honey.
And where can people find you?
On Instagram at Gertie Design. I don't tickety talk, but I do have a Gertie Design on TikTok. If you want to show me what to do, I need a young intern. Can an intern call me?
Oh, this
please?
is a nice job opening.
Oh, yes. I need somebody to help me figure out the tickety talk.
And also, are you on Cameo? I think I saw.
Oh my God, I'm doing so well on Cameo.
I saw that.
You know why? Because people can say, Gertie's gone through something medically so hard that she's someone who could pep talk someone else. So I've been getting a lot of my friend just started chemo, or my friend is having a baby, but she's losing sight of what's important, and she's whatever. So I'm like, girl, get out of the sheets, girl. Jennifer says, hey,
Gertie.
she's been trying to call you, girl.
So if you want a pep talk, get you on Cameo.
Or a birthday wish.
Or a birthday wish.
Or a good curse out. Whichever one you want.
I love it. Well, safe travels. I can't wait to see you again.
Love you.
And love and light. And I'm so happy you're healthy.
Boom.
Love
That's how you do this.
That's how you do that.
Weddings-ish.
So excited. Now it's time for Ask Jove, where I answer your questions all about love, life, celebrations, fiancés, parties, travel, really anything you want to know. We've got you covered. I'm joined in studio by my dear friend Sloan, and we are so excited to ask Jove.
All right. Today we have a question from Mark from LA.
Hi, Mark. I love LA.
Mixed feelings. All right. Kids at the wedding dilemma. My sister really wants her kids to be part of our wedding, and honestly, it's causing some tension.
I get it.
To complicate things, some cousins are concerned about not having anyone to watch their kids when they fly out to our wedding. How do we navigate this and keep everyone happy, including ourselves?
Wow, so 2 questions here. Should we have kids at the wedding? And if we don't, should we feel guilty that we don't have kids at the wedding because of babysitting? Right?
Absolutely.
And you have a kid.
I do.
The cutest little kid.
She's wild and fun.
Well, comes from somewhere.
Yep.
Would you want her at a wedding? I'm going to ask you first.
Totally willing to ask me. So my opinion is that adults should also be allowed to have adult time and fun time.
Yep.
And I think that when planning a wedding, it's important to think about what your priorities are and what kind of experience you want your guests to have.
Yep.
And if that involves not having kids, then that involves not having kids.
Yeah.
A part of becoming a parent is taking a step back and understanding that your kid's not going to be invited to everything.
Yes.
And there are, many different challenges that you'll have to navigate along the way. babysitting is a major one of them. And so, yeah, I mean, my opinion is I understand that your sister really wants her kids involved, and this is something that we see come up in weddings all the time too.
It's probably one of the most common questions because we're all people pleasers and we want everyone to be happy, but it's your wedding. And my personal opinion is I think all weddings should be children-free, kid-free. It's just not a place for kids. Kids like playgrounds, kids like school, kids like to play with other kids. This is an adult activity. There's alcohol, there's dancing, there's loud music, there's all adults. There's no one else for them. It's not suitable for them. That being said, the only caveat is maybe if you have a flower child, a ring child, and that's someone that's like so special to you. But after that moment, that child has a babysitter and they leave so their parents can be present. I think if you're a parent and your kid is there, you're not enjoying the wedding because you're being a parent. You can't be fully present when you're chasing your kid around or when you're always watching, like, where did they go? What are they doing? Like, you're not... It's almost selfish of you to bring your kid. Don't come for me. But like, I want you. So like at my wedding, which is meta to say because
so meta,
because
you're
we got
engaged.
a ring. I wouldn't want your kid because I want you. And I want us to dance on the dance floor and us to be present. But you won't be present if you're like, where is my child? You know what I mean? If you're like having to run after them. We did a wedding. And the bride and the father-daughter dance. She hadn't seen her dad in 3 years because he was working in the military. And the first time they saw each other was for the wedding. And they did a father-daughter dance. And it was like, I mean, I'm going to cry. It was like so beautiful. And this little child in a dress, a cute dress, runs on the dance floor and just starts spinning in circles. Because that's what kids do. I'm not mad at the kid, but the parents didn't do anything. And it just took away from this really emotional moment. And then the kid started, blah, 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 you know, being a kid. So I don't know. For me, I don't think you should have kids at your wedding. And I don't think you should feel bad about it. Yes, babysitting is expensive, but parents need a vacation too. To your point, like you and Jose want to have adult time without your kid and you shouldn't feel guilty. And it's part of the planning process. And if you can't afford a babysitter, that's a conversation with the person that invited you. I really want to come to your wedding. I'm having some challenges. You know, like be honest, be open. Maybe there's a family member that can babysit, a friend that's not invited to the wedding that can babysit. There's a lot of factors. But initially, my instinct is no children.
Right.
Unless they have a role. But even after that role, there is a babysitter.
Totally agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree. In the weddings that we've seen children at that have been present, I think what's really lovely is that for most of them, there has been certain events, whether it's a welcome dinner or the ceremony, as you're saying, if there is a particular role for that child to be present there. You know, there have been specific events where kids have been invited to,
pop
and
in,
then
pop out.
It's like wedding, we're going full force, you know?
It's not for you.
Yeah.
I just think it's the right way to go. On the flip side, if you are new parents and you have kids and you want your kids at your wedding and all your friends have kids and you want to have a wedding that is filled with children, you do you. Like, that's up to you.
Right.
But I don't think that that's what he's asking.
I agree.
I
think that Mark is
energy.
like, hi, maybe no kids here.
Mark is like, help me say no to kids at my wedding.
Exactly.
And Mark, I think you trust your gut. In all of wedding planning, trust your gut. If you say it the right way, nobody's going to be upset.
Right.
And if they are upset, they're adults and they can get over it.
You're not responsible for their feelings on it.
That is right. You are not responsible for other people's feelings. You know what I tell people? I can't control 3 things. Because as a wedding planner, you control everything. I can't control traffic, weather, and other people's feelings.
Yes.
And I think that we all have to remember we don't have that ability. And Mark, you just have to say it like it is. We want you present. We want you here. Flip the script. Don't make it about the kid. Make it about, I want you present. I want you here. you're not going to be doing shots with me off the bar if you have to be playing mommy or daddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hope you're not. Like, I don't know.
Things can get wild.
Things can get wild. Children gone wild at weddings. I would watch that show, actually. I would watch Sugar High Kids, like after all the cake.
All the icing, yeah.
All the icing. So yes, and if you do have kids at weddings for those key moments, and this might also be controversial, but I bring bribery candy. Because all these like hippy dippy parents, no, my kid hasn't had sugar. They don't eat refined sugar. They can't have Skittles. I get it. I probably would be the same way. But when you need a kid to walk down an aisle with flowers or a ring, you have to bribe them.
Listen,
It's like
Tic
nap
Tacs go
time.
far.
They're Tic Tacs.
I know, we're huge fans of Tic Tacs.
Oh, interesting.
They're teeny tiny.
They're teeny tiny. 0 calories.
And also delightful.
Okay, but is that like, do kids want Tic Tacs or do they want
yeah,
Skittles?
they're like, what's that little thing?
Oh.
Because not a lot of kids eat Tic Tacs.
That's true. Not a
It's
lot
our
of-
go-to.
I think like grandpas eat Tic Tacs.
Okay, I'm aging myself
And
by
Sloan.
like 4 decades.
All right. Well, we hope that this helped answer your question. Again, we love children. We love, love, love. I just don't think they're right at a wedding.
Weddings-ish.
Thank you again for listening or watching Weddings-ish with Jove. If you liked today's episode, please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. We're also super grateful to Mel Flannery for the music on the podcast. She created, produced, and designed all of the music. And don't forget, you can watch Weddings-ish with Jove on Love Stories TV, YouTube, or streaming TV channel. Visit lovestoriestv.com/live for the list of streaming apps.
Weddings-ish. Weddings-ish.